Hey guys, welcome to Future Creatures DTF. I am one half of your amazing hosts, Jordana, and with me as always is my podding BFF, Sam.
What is going on, Jordana?
I am sitting here talking to you, and I am so happy. It's a Tuesday. It feels like it should be a Friday, don't you think?
It's hard to say because today is actually my Sunday. So, yes, I have a set schedule now, and Tuesday is officially my Sunday.
I love that for you. Sundays are always a good day to rest, do nothing, push the limits of hygiene. Like, do I really want to adult today, or should I just stay a bum all day? I've done that. I'm guilty of that. I don't know if anyone else has.
A little mix of it today.
Yeah.
But it's been as you experienced, it sounds like Chicago and New York are having very similar weather patterns. I don't know about you, but it's been about roughly with wind chill -11 for the last 2 weeks. And today and yesterday were the first days it was almost 60 degrees. It's like 52 degrees. And people are losing their fucking minds, Jordana.
Are they in bathing suits? Like swimming?
I'm not kidding.
Today
it was 52 degrees. I was walking the dog, and I'm walking it around there's a little park that we have close by our house, and I walked the perimeter of it and whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw this woman. We're the only two people in the park. This woman takes her shirt off in the middle of the park, and I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." And then I'm like, "Okay, wait, I see what's going on here." She is just wearing a sports bra, but hey, all power to you, queen. I don't care.
Yeah. Yes.
But then I can only say but I'm like, it's 52. It's not 72. Like I'm still in like jeans, a hoodie. Like it's still like there's still piles of snow that have not melted yet.
Very much so. But like I used to be guilty of that. As soon as it would be nice, like 48, I'd be like, I'm putting on my bathing suit. I'm going to sit in a chair and I'm going to tan. Like it's so ridiculous. But I just feel like it's our inner, like, the seasonal depression is just like flowing out of our body. So it's just like, take my clothes off.
I think exactly what it is. And and then I was also like, I'm not a person who I don't talk to people when I walk the dog. Like the most you'll get is like a wave, maybe like a afternoon. Yeah. But I really wanted to ask this woman a question, not about her shirt or no shirt. She was playing what I can only describe as an enormous frisbee by herself. I don't know what it was. She had a frisbee. It looked like a frisbee that was the size of Captain America's shield.
Oh shit.
And like she was spinning it around, and then she would like float it like a pizza way up in the air and then like catch it herself. And I was like, I really, really want to ask this person what they're doing. But also I'm the only person in this park, and this woman just took her shirt off. Just keep your fucking head down and keep walking. All right.
Don't make eye contact. Don't even think it, Sam, because they will know.
So I'm like, you know what? This woman doesn't need a strange man coming up to her and being like, "Hey, what's your frisbee there?
What's that thing you're slinging around?
Mind if I snap a few pictures, you young lady?"
Don't touch my big shield, you pervert. But I'm curious now. Is it so? It's like what it sounds to me is like a hula hoop, but without the.
It's exactly what it looked like, a hula hoop, but there was like a material in the so you couldn't punch your hand through it.
Yeah.
So like it was solid, but she would like swing it on her arm, like on her hand, and then again it was like exactly like a pizza dough, just like fling it in the air, and it would go like 100 feet up in the air, and then she would just chase it and catch it. And I was like, I'm very interested into what this is, but because of the clothing options that you have made, I feel like it would be uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna.
That's probably like her defense mechanism. A lot of people think that would be like to lure people in, but she's probably just like, oh, fuck, no one's, you know what I mean? No one's gonna dare talk to me.
Oh, I 100%. I'm gonna disagree. I think it's more. I think it was above 40 degrees, and when people, like you said, go through that period of time where it's so fucking cold, they just are all like, fuck it, like everybody starts wearing shorts, and like it's like we're all pretending that it's springtime when it is fucking clearly not springtime yet.
We're really trying to make it work. Like that was, what day was it? One of the days we went sledding, and I looked back on a memory, and I was like, a year ago it was sunny to the point where Roz and I were sitting out back in chairs with like just sweatshirts on, a hat, like maybe sneakers, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and now it's treacherous, snowy, horrible sledding condition. You know what I mean? Like it just made me super sad that we weren't there.
Yeah. And the part that I think that really makes it even sadder is that like people lie to themselves. They're like, it's springtime. It's definitely springtime. I'm like, in a fucking week, it's going to be right back to the, like, you got about a month and a half probably before we're really looking at springtime.
And that's why I love the end of February. I love that we have February as a short month because I'm like, okay, we're almost to March, which
February
means
it has to be the shortest month because I think it is factually the shittiest month of the year.
It is, and that's why I hate being born in February because I'm like, February sucks. I'm like, I hate it so much. Like, what the fuck? Why is there only 28 days or 20 whatever is 28 days in February?
I think whoever made the calendar was like, it's fucking freezing in February, so fuck this month. We're making it the shortest one.
Yes. And then like March, it's always hit or miss for me. Like it could be because where I live in New York, like it happens fast. So like winter comes, but we usually don't get this much snow. Like since we've moved here, this is the most that we've gotten. And this is collectively, everyone has said like, this is the most they've seen in a long time. So obviously
you sent me that video or that picture from like a week ago where it was like, it looked like your whole house was like just encased. Like the snow was like dangerously high.
It was like you should have seen it how bad it was. And also like the ice, because remember how like I sent the video of the iciness, but it ripped our pool. So now we have to get a new fucking pool. I mean, I think we got it back during the pandemic and it's the above ground like fake ones. So it lasted a decent time, but like the accumulation of the snow and how everything was like falling and like the melting, it ripped this huge hole in the side. And I was like, motherfucker.
That's a bummer.
I know. And pools aren't, I mean,
no.
I'm not going to go into this kick, but nothing's cheap. But like checking to see how much pools were, I'm like, dear God. But you won't catch me. You won't catch me.
We've got a bathtub, right? Like,
I mean, I can't even fully submerge myself in there. So I don't even have a tub. But I told Greg, I said, it doesn't matter. We are getting a pool. We bought a big filter too, like a good size filter. So even if we got like a not so great one, but like big wise, this all matters to me. I don't care.
I'm with you. As long as you got something to play with in the summer, I thought that.
I just don't want to go to like a beach. I don't want to go to a state park. I don't want to have to share my area with people that I don't allow in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. You want to be the rich person who owns the beach that says, "Get the fuck off my beach."
Yeah, you ain't peeing in my beach. You ain't peeing in my pool. You ain't farting in my pool. You're doing nothing in this pool except floating around.
I spent about a good half an hour the other day just watching. You ever get like when you go down a rabbit hole of something you have no interest in whatsoever, but then you're like, I just learned about it for half an hour. And I watched about a half an hour of videos of people like being on beaches and then like beach security coming out from like hotels and being like, you can't be here. And then them just like fighting with each other.
What?
I can tell you about it now. Like apparently, like it's illegal to own actual beach. You can't own the beach. The beach is public land. I know about this now, but there's a constant battle between the rich and poors of the rich people saying, "Well, we fucking own the house behind it, so we own the thing in front of it," and then they're like, "No, you don't." And it's a whole thing, and it's entertaining as fuck to watch. Like. Just like now that you know what the premise of these videos is, you're like, look at this guy, and here comes this dumpy fucking quote unquote cop, and he's gonna come over and be like, you can't be here. And I don't know.
Fucking watch me.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens constantly.
Oh, you know what? That might be my rabbit hole for tonight after we record. I might just like smoke a J and then just absorb myself into people fighting over the beach. I want to be on the beach right now. That's where I would like to be.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to just be able to, like, because I sit in that's what my hangout space is my garage. Mm-hmm. It's insulated, but it is not heated, and it has been a fucking nightmare to watch movies and like have some drinks and like you're sitting there, you're just bundled up like is like
I'll get warmer, more beer I have.
Is watching the Steven Seagal movie worth it?
I could see being like Jack Nicholson, like just frozen, sitting there, like
pretty much like that. So tonight, I'm excited that we're doing this early because tonight I'm gonna go out. It's like 6:52:60. I'm like, ha ha ha! Come on, Steven, let's see what you got. Like,
yes, I love that. So you have your garage to look forward to in a warmer climate, and I have angry rich people thinking they own the goddamn beach. I'm so excited. That we'll have a follow up on that after in our next episode.
I'm fine with that. I can always go.
But so what? What?
Sorry, I don't want to ruin it, but
tell me.
I just realized what is written across. I have some things lined up that I'm going to share for you, and I just realized you have no idea what they are, and I don't know if you can read what is written across the screen.
I can't.
In giant letters.
Nope.
All right, good. Then I'm glad. All right, because otherwise you're going to
literally
think like, what the fuck are you showing me?
Literally, when I got on, I was like, why is there 4 people in here? Because if like for context,
let me just tell you context for why I'm laughing. Across the screen in giant letters, there's a particular movie name, and it just says in giant letters, "It's for jacking off."
Yes, I can't wait to see it, whatever it is now. I wouldn't. How dare you? I would not be able to compose. I'm so immature. I would not be able to have that on the screen because I would just keep looking at it and being like, oh. But yes, I'm telling you what, Sam, all this talking about just the coming season just had me feeling springy. It had me feeling light. It had me feeling happy because, like we said, our seasonal depression is slowly lifting out of our bodies. So
I've been really actually feeling it bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. Same. This year's been really bad. And for people who do go through the notions of seasonal depression, like I always said, like, oh no, I never. This year I felt it very heavy, and I am with everyone who feels it. And even when it's not seasonal, it's just, it's tough, but we're gonna get through it together. We're gonna combat it. And
I felt it extra bad. So like it always, I think everybody, whether you think it is or not, it affects you a little bit, like, even if it's just and I'm usually I think an person, but this year I got a new job and my shift changed from, whatever. Well, I'm not gonna say what I do, but I work 10:30 to 7 now every day. Well, it gets fucking dark at 5 p.m. So like I can't walk. I feel bad. Like I come home, I feel bad because I can't walk the dog because it's dark out and we have fucking coyotes and shit around. And like, So like, I just, you just start to end. So I'm happy that we are eventually going to talk about spring, but we're also going to talk about the stuff that we've been consuming.
Yes, I can't wait to hear what you've been consuming because I mean,
what I've been consuming. One of them is about jacking off, apparently.
Yes. Well, then why don't you go first? Because I can't wait to hear what you've been watching.
All right. So, full disclosure here. I've been watching a lot of 70s and 70s and late 80s stuff.
Love that.
Early 80s stuff.
Okay.
And I will say I watched one movie I watched The French Connection, which I've never seen before.
Okay.
It's considered one of the best movies of all time, with Gene Hackman in it. He's a cop, and it's a pretty standard cop movie, except he's like a total piece of shit asshole. Very good though. But I'm not going to talk about that one because that one has already won Academy Awards and everyone knows about it. Yeah. I watched the movie that I can't wait to talk about, that I loved. It's 1983's 10 to Midnight. I would be shocked if you heard of it.
I have not. I feel like, 10 to Midnight. I feel like I've like little remnants of it, but you need to tell me what it is. So
it is I really didn't know what I was getting into. It stars Charles Bronson, who is one of America's like all-time like classic actors, but it's his later movies, and his later movies are not always the best, but they're usually entertaining.
Okay.
It's a horror movie, which I didn't really know going into it. I expected it to be like a shoot 'em up movie, and I was surprised because it is a slasher. And the premise of the slasher, I'm not giving anything away. If you do want to watch this movie, for anyone listening, this is literally the opening scene. They're not hiding shit. You know who the killer is immediately.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
You know who the killer is, and the premise of the movie is that he is a killer who he sets up irrefutable alibis. So the opening scene, basically, to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, is he intentionally goes to a movie theater. He acts like a fucking pig to these two girls. They get up, they go away, they sit somewhere else. He sneaks into the bathroom. He gets completely butt-ass naked. That's his thing when he kills. Okay. He gets butt naked, climbs out the window, runs over, kills two people who were fucking in a car, runs back in, sneaks in the window, puts his clothes back on, and when the police come and question, the girls are like, no, there's no way he could have did it. He was fucking being a piece of shit to us the whole movie.
Okay.
And what the premise really is that Charles Bronson, he knows it's this fucking guy from the second he meets him, but he cannot prove it. So the whole movie is the police trying to, more or less Bronson, trying to prove it to him while he's so good at evading them and continuing his kill spree.
That's interesting. That sounds really good, actually.
I was genuinely surprised at how good it was. I was really into it. Now, that being said,
yes,
it's an early 80s fucking Charles Bronson movie who he's got some crazy ones. There is a scene in this movie.
A lot, too, because I'm looking right now. I'm paying attention to you, but I'm just like scrolling because I was like, Charles Bronson. You know what I thought you meant at first? Bronson Pinch, whatever his name is from
Perfect Strangers.
Yes. So I was like, what's this guy? And then I looked up who he is, and now I'm looking at his huge, everything.
Yeah, he was like one of America's all-time like favorite actors for a period of time. Mm-hmm. But there are two scenes in this movie that are related that I don't know if I've laughed this fucking hard in the last 10 years. And I'm just going to show you first a screen grab. So they go into his apartment, the killer's apartment. Again, you know it's the killer. He knows it's the killer. He can't prove it. Yeah. This is what he finds. And just look at the image and look at his face.
Oh, no.
You may not know what you're looking at here, but this
I know.
Apparently what a pocket pussy looked like in 1983.
You ain't putting that in your pocket. That is not. What? That is massive. Wait, I think Greg has one of those.
For the listener, what we are looking at is Bronson is holding something that is the size of a blender. It looks like it is a blender that has, I wouldn't quite call it a vagina. I don't know. It's just a meat hole.
Do you know what they're reminiscent, like what it looks like? It looks like a dick.
It does. It looks like a dick that you put your dick in.
Like, how the hell? And also, too, Sam, it looks like a vacuum. It looks like a fucking handheld vacuum. Like, what is that?
It kind of reminds me of that scene in Scary Movie where he's like, "Don't bother me while I'm cleaning my room."
I gotta take a picture of this. Hold on.
Oh,
before you take it down.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, and I looked it up. It's on Tubi.
Oh yeah, that's where I watched it on. Yeah. Adding
that to my list immediately. Thank you very much.
This scene was worth it just for that. And Bronson is selling it the whole way. He's not like, oh, this is funny. He's like this sick pervert. You know, he's disgusting. He's got a weird way of talking, which this sicko, he's a pervert. He's a but so this is him. This is him now. This is the scene, and God, I hope the audio works for you, of him confronting the killer with what he found in the apartment. And here it is.
Oh no.
Oh, Leo. Warren, do you recognize this?
Leo.
What's that, Warren? You ever seen one of these before? What's it used for? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? It's for jacking off, isn't it?
The guy's like, yep, it is. Wow. Okay, now, did you like have this on your radar, or were you just kind of like, I'm gonna watch this?
So because Tubi is the best app on the planet,
it is.
I genuinely think it does a better job of curating content for you than any other app. I had watched one of the Death Wish movies, which is one of probably what Bronson is most known for in his later years. Okay. And so it was like, hey, you like this, you may like this. And I just I had never heard of this movie. I had never a single thing, and I watched it, and I was so into it. Like it has a slasher, it has a weird fucking premise. It's got a great actor in it, and then it's got just some bonkers shit that goes. I mean, also keep in mind the killer is butt naked every kill. So there's some fucking scenes where you're like, it's scary, but also you're like, there's just this naked man. So it's wild. It's a wild movie.
I'm so excited. That reminds me of we watched Watchmen last night.
I saw you put that on your Instagram, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh. And then the one scene where it's like 4 of them, and Greg's like, stop staring at it. It's like, I can't help it. It's not every day you see it. You know what I mean?
Not every day you seeing I'm assuming you're talking about the big blue dong, right?
Yeah, Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Mr.
Packin.
Yes. That movie is so goddamn good though. Like we watched it and Greg's like, you don't remember this? I'm like, I truly don't I didn't remember a lot of pieces of it, but just watching it as a whole, it is so dark and it's so like gritty, and like even the parts where it's like really gross, like the whole child killing scene and like the dogs and everything, it's just done so well. And like this is like the perfect blend of comic book horror combined.
I hate Zack Snyder with a passion. I think he is one of the worst, most overrated directors in my lifetime. But that movie is excellent, and for one reason only. And it was a complaint that people had about that movie, is that other than one scene, the ending he did change. It is basically shot for shot, panel for panel, line for line, exactly what the comic book is. Which, why not? Why would you, if you already have something that people like, why change it? He changed the ending because it probably would have looked a little fucking dumb. I will admit, the original ending in the comic book, it's same result at the end, but like I don't know if you know, there's like a tentacle thing that don't worry about it.
Yes. Greg and I talked about it last night because
it would have.
And I remember from the comic book, like line per line, and like the scene in like the prison with the grease trap and how they go to shank him, and like how the bad guys go and he puts his arm, like all of it, and just like the same. And also too, for the dude that played Freddy Krueger, that everyone like, he was Jackie so O'Haley. Good. Yeah, he was
great at Rorschach. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I love that part where he's just like, where he sacrifices himself because he's just not going to agree. You know what I mean? To like what was happening, and just like being able to talk about it with Greg, like it's so good. And I asked him like, was it well received? And he's like, yeah, it won a bunch of awards, but like people hated on it because of, I forgot what he said, what they hated on it so much. But the casting I thought was great. I thought the grittiness was just outstanding. I
think it's Zack Snyder's best film, and it's largely because he just stuck to what was already there.
And that was my other thing too, is I don't understand why, when it comes to comic book and then comic book adaptations, why people don't go, panel for panel, or even if they don't, but stay like similar to the storyline, because they're clearly like crowd favorites, crowd pleasers. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what people grew up on. Why are we changing the formula? Like, just get good actors, get like good shots, and it should be like it's literally handed to you. Like, I don't understand.
I don't. I'll never understand it. I think it's just because these people get paid to be writers and be creative, and they think if they don't put their own spin on it, but like things,
you don't need it.
Yeah, like you don't need it. If you're getting, if the property is an existing IP that has a built-in fan base that's expecting something in this realm, why not just give it to them in this? Like, I'll use it, and then just waste hundreds of millions of dollars if it fails. Like,
exactly.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the series, but everyone knows the video game series Halo, right? You've heard of it.
Yes. Yep.
They made that show that cost like $100 million to make, and from the moment the fucking show starts, everyone, it's the character. It should have been played like Mandalorian. Never Master Chief's face. So what do they do in the show? The first 5 minutes, he takes his fucking helmet off, never puts it back on again. Like,
yeah, it's like, okay, all right.
So you're just giving a middle finger to the people that you were catering to, and it's like, then you're like, well, I don't know why the show failed. Well, because you fucking fucked it up. You
I
fucked
know.
up the formula, and now you pay the consequence, which is losing out $100 million.
As you should, because I don't think I think I agree. I don't understand it. It just teaches you you don't need to sprinkle your little things of magic on there. Just literally, if you're there for directing, direct. You know what I mean? Like if you're here for stick to what it is and just put it out. Like it's crazy. And we won't go on the whole Disney Marvel kick because don't even get me started with their fucking takes on things because
they're in hot water right now.
Okay, what's going on with that? Because I don't know if I heard. I might have.
The new movie is not doing as well as they thought it was, or
Captain America?
Anywhere. Yeah, it had a decent, but not what they hoped for opening weekend. Then word of mouth went around that it was pretty not great, and now it has I think it had a 65% drop off from week 1 to week 2, which for a big budget Disney movie is abysmal.
Yes.
And now there's certain people who have worked in the industry that are asking for Kevin Feige, who has basically been in charge of Marvel's the cinematic universe, to basically say they need to fire him because that there hasn't that since the Avengers Endgame, it's all been fucking downhill, and that he's doing what he thought worked 15 years ago, which isn't working now. And there's some people in the industry, like the person who created Deadpool specifically, is saying this dude sucks. We need to get rid of him. He's great for what he did, but it ain't working anymore. Clearly, look at the fucking box office. I mean, that should be look at the box office. Look at the Rotten Tomato score. Look at the user score. Everything is trending down.
Yes, and I'm glad that someone's actually speaking up and not acting like it's okay because it's obliterating Marvel, and it's making me sad because there's something that I'm going to talk about in the spring things that we're going to talk about that I'm really excited for, and I'm just saying when I get there, you better not fuck it up, Disney, because I will literally fucking start.
I am intrigued.
I'm excited to talk about that, but I did hear that it wasn't great, and I did hear that it was more of a Hulk movie than it was a Captain America movie.
Yeah. Oh, and just while we're on it, on my next movie I picked, I went to the movie theater this week, and I went with a group, and one of them wanted to stop. We did not see the Marvel movie, but they wanted to stop and buy the Captain America popcorn bucket. You know how much they are fucking charging for this fucking bucket?
Let me guess. Because I guess really good on how much 5 groceries were today. It was a lot. $55.
Okay, you were. Oh, I was blown. 40. Well, it's $48 in taxes, plus taxes. And what? I was looking at the person, and I'm like, "You're out of your fucking mind for buying this." They brought 3 of them out, and the first 3 they brought out were broken. I'm like, "This thing is clearly a piece of shit."
You want to pay almost $50 for it?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of popcorn bucket.
Oh, you got it? Oh, I saw you. You got it mailed to you, right?
Yeah, because I bought it in, let's see, September, and now he's finally mine. So
that's awesome. Is that the official one from the movie?
Yes, the Cinemark bucket. He's got the nose is really, look at that. But I don't understand. I don't understand how they equate this to a popcorn bucket because I don't know how the hell. Where are you getting popcorn from?
Yeah, that's a statue. That's not a. That's a statue or memorabilia. That's not a popcorn bucket.
No, but I'm not huge on the popcorn buckets. If it was, an actual a thing that you could put popcorn in and it was horror themed, I probably would pick and choose on what I get. But I don't know. I never really got into buying a bunch of popcorn buckets, I guess you could say.
So the only collectible I've ever bought is the screen cut because I was it was $12. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But I will say, I watched a video, the news report on the popcorn buckets, and I was like, listen, I'm for them. I'm fine with them because they're equating that to being one of the factors that is keeping the movie, the industry in business. Because now so basically they're saying that they're back to I think it was around like, they're back to pre-COVID numbers. They're about 75%, 80% to where they at. May never get that full 20%, get them back to where they were, because people are just used to being at home now.
Yeah.
But they said that since introducing the popcorn buckets, which have been a thing for a while, and actually I hate to say it, but they're like, you need to thank Miss Taylor Swift for a lot of your movies, because they said hers was the first one to do it, and it made a fuck ton of money. So then they were like, oh, let's do it for this movie and that movie, and now it's raking in on average $65 million a year just in the merch, which obviously $65 million for a big company isn't that big of a deal, but you got to imagine every single person who went to buy that fucking bucket now has to buy a ticket and probably has to put some popcorn in the goddamn bucket and some candy and some other shit. It's like, it's just really good. They're good for the industry overall.
I don't want anything bad to happen to the movies, because truly, if like movies go away, I will be crushed. Like, how can that even be? Not that anyone's discussing it, but just like you giving the numbers and then like calculating the numbers. Like, you can't take that. You can take away our freedom, but you can't take away movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
they never will fully, but it's just, I mean, AMC was, they were hurting pretty bad there for a while. So if selling dumb shit to people with too much expendable income is going to keep them in business, fucking by all means, make the dumb shit.
Keep doing it, because I'm not the one that has expandable income, but for the people that do, please keep doing God's work and help us because, please. But oh my God, what was I just going to say that was super important?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's just me being a stoner and thoughts leaving my head quicker. Popcorn buckets. Oh, my thing, just make good movies. I mean, that might help people in the seats is by not putting out bullshit.
Definitely. I think that it definitely would help.
Make a good Marvel movie and you'll have the theaters packed like they used to be. Like, we used to go buy tickets for the Marvel movies before Endgame. You like couldn't go at all in the opening weekend because they were sold out. Like, make good movies and that will put people in the seats. Let's stop putting crap on the big screen, and maybe that will help things turn around. And popcorn buckets.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, obviously, the better the movies are, the more people are going to go. And yeah, that should be number one. It makes better movies. That's really make the product better, make it so undeniably good that you have to go see it and you want to experience it on the big screen. That's truthfully number one. But if you want to sell all these little gimmicks and shit too, all for it. I don't care. Like, again, you'll probably get me on one eventually again, but there are certain people that I think now it's just like, I'm going to the movies, I must buy a thing as well. Like, I have to leave. Now they're conditioned to be like, I have to leave with a toy as well. Like, this is my Happy Meal. Where's my toy?
I need my toy. But then that also leads into like people with expandable budgets. Where do you put them in your house? Because I literally am running out of room. Like, I have to start putting up shelves. I have to get like another little like nook, because like things are just building up so quickly. And I'm trying to be good about it, but it's not easy.
Truthfully, I showed you my new toy and I'm like, I'm going to have to redecorate to use it.
I was just going to say, you need to show the people.
Oh, I think it's going to go somewhere in this area. So it'll be visible next pod.
Next time. Maybe we'll do a poll and be like, what is on Sam's poster? Like, what do you think?
Good luck.
But okay, here we'll do a giveaway. We'll be like, if you get it right, you'll get a popcorn bucket.
I don't know which one, but you'll get a popcorn bucket.
Whatever's the cheapest when I go, it'll be the one that you get. But I would love to see if anyone guesses or even like comes close to who, what, and where the thing is.
Well, speaking of that, what have you been watching, Jordana? I haven't really. We went on a nice little tangent there. We've only talked about one movie so far, and what were you watching? Did it have naked killers in it?
Well, I mean, some of the movies did have some nakedness in it, but I've been I've been like in a slashery type of mood. I don't know if it's just like my pent up aggression, my anger, like what it is, but I've just been watching a shitload of slashers, and I watched I rewatched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2022 one. Loved it even.
Saw that.
Yep, loved it even more the second time around. And then I watched a little movie called Girl House, which is from 2014, I believe. In 2014. The premise is these girls. They're like they're porn stars. I was gonna say speaking freely, but like pretty much that's what they are. And there's like cameras in their house, and this one dude who got like bullied as a kid becomes obsessed with like the main girl, and then goes and like brutally fucks them all up. And I'm telling you, the opening scene of this movie that involves children fucking slaps. It is so raunchy and like can't believe they went there, but I'm so happy they did. Are you reading what it's about?
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I was reading about what it's about, and then
What?
Fucking cool how shit works out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading about this and listening to you, and I was just looking at like who's in it, and the first thing I saw was like, is it like starring Slain? Just Slain. I'm like, so I'm always intrigued by someone who has one name. Apparently, that's some rapper, and I am guessing he plays somebody named Loverboy. I don't know who that is.
Oh,
but the thing that I found more entertaining is I look at the director and I'm like, what has he done? And all of it's pretty standard schlock. And then the very last movie on his IMDb is nominated. Currently, he's the producer of The Brutalist, which is up for Best Picture this year.
yes. Which is that not crazy?
It's crazy to go from Jack Brooks, Monster Slayer, Girl House, First Kill, Brothers by Blood, and then Academy Award winning nominated. And actually, I'll be honest, the one I think that is going to win Best Picture.
Yeah, well, it's like I love the evolution. I just love how like from start point to end point where we're at, because it just shows dreams really do come true. But like, it's just like the opening sequence. I don't like bullying. I'm not like an advocate for bullying. I think bullying has always been an issue. It's still an issue. Like there's people are mean nowadays, and people have always been mean. But this scene of like how the Loverboy gets bullied and what he does and like his snapping moments, holy fuck, Sam. You're just kind of like, is this happening? And when it happens, you're just like, because there's a part, and I won't spoil it, but just think about a bridge, okay, and not in the sense of like, how can I say it without giving away? Like a metal bridge and a little girl. Oh, it's so fucking brutal. It's so fucking brutal. But I'm telling you, like, it's good.
Mean, you could give me. I mean, let's play the trailer game here. You can give me a little spoiler. What am I looking forward to? What can the viewers expect? I'm assuming most people who are listening or watching have never heard of this fucking movie, just like me.
Yes.
Give us a little more than little girl, bridge, brutal.
Okay.
Just give us like what I mean. As you've seen my new experiment, apparently trailers just fucking show you everything. So don't hide anything, I guess.
Pretty much. And I've been avoiding trailers. I'm like, people are onto something by not watching trailers. So I'm going to do that. And it's been great. Like, I didn't watch the Final Destination one. I haven't seen the Monkey one. So when I see these movies, hopefully it'll just be like news to me.
As my new little experiment is reviewing them. And I just review the trailer as a trailer. I don't review the movie in the trailer. I review, is this trailer good? Mm-hmm. And the Monkey is, I think, the one I had to give the lowest score, because in the trailer alone, they show 5 kills.
And you're just like, what's the fucking point of even me going to this movie now?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, like, let's be real. How many kills are really in the movie? 10, let's say 15 if you're going to be like real crazy. Yeah. You've shown 1/3 of the fucking kills. Like,
and there you go. And that's what I cannot stand is like, what is the point of going to a movie that you've seen majority of the kills? I don't care about like scenes chopped up, because you can put something and finagle it so it looks like it's in this part and it's but like to show deaths, immediate no.
If you want to show me one, I understand.
Yes.
If you're selling a brand new premise. Now, like if you're selling a premise, you want to show one. Like, I'll be honest, the Monkey trailer, there's one scene that I think I'm like, okay, there's one kill that I'm like, all right, I get it. You need this to explain the basic premise to the audience.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. one, not
just one.
5. Like,
yes. So it's just clear to me that the preview thing is never going to change. But so, okay, what I can give you from it's just okay. From Girl House. So the guy ends up like putting a mask on and it becomes very like Leatherface, but the kills in here are so brutal. They're so much fun. They're like slasher-esque and it fits in perfectly. But with this opening, like, you know, when you fall on like the bridge and it's like that honeycomby, like that metal like mesh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say a bike's involved, a little girl, and this bridge.
Okay.
And so like girls checking out, like seeing, because she was taunting Loverboy, and she's looking around, and then the foot comes out, she flies over the fucking handlebars, face plants it onto the bridge, like
a cheese grater.
Trees, yes, like what Evil Dead Rise wants to be.
Okay.
Type of cheese grater, okay? Like it's not just like a swipe. When you see it and you hear it, you're just like, oh. And then what happened? I won't give away the I don't want to say the money shot with the kid, but like, you know what I mean? Like the fucking the
prestige.
The pulp of it is after
something happens after that that's even more.
Yes. It's just, and you think like it can't get any worse. And you're just like, oh, you're like, because you're just like, because it looked like it fucking hurt. Like, again, it was so brutal. But that's what I want in an opening. Like, I want to be drawn in enough to be like, I want to watch this movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to know what I'm getting myself into. And that was just an indication of how fucked this movie was going to be. And then like the first like 35, 40 minutes, which is it's a lot for me, is a lot of boobs, sex, better, not the best, but not the worst acting. And then the kills start to happen. And
so it picks up after about half hour.
I'd say like 40, 45 minutes. So just stick with it for the nudity. Just stick with it for the...
Let the boobs get you through until the blood starts.
Yes, because I feel like it's kind of like it's nice to have that and then have the kills, but it's so underrated. A lot of people never knew it existed. I never knew it existed.
Heard of it?
No, I didn't either until Mark did if you like sorority row, you'd like this, and so someone else mentioned it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it.
I mean, I may have to check it out just because. I mean. I like a good slasher, but like the only thing I really ever gamble on every year is Best Picture, and I got a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
And the one that I'm leaning towards gambling on and betting this year is The Brutalist. So since this is the producer of The Brutalist, I'd be curious to see where we're going, where we started to you know. We started from the bottom. Now we're here.
It's gonna give you so much context. You're gonna be like, okay, and then you're gonna be like, okay. But yeah, so that's cool. That's what I've been watching.
Okay, and I have one other one that I'm going to touch on, but I'm going to be no spoilers whatsoever because this is a new movie. But I went to the movie theater and I did get to see Hard Eyes.
I love that because I want to go see it. I'm so excited that you went and saw it in theaters.
And that is why I'm giving zero spoiler. This is a zero spoiler review in every single aspect of the way. But Jordan, I have to tell you, I loved it. Like with a capital L, a capital O, like all the way through. If you like Thanksgiving,
yes,
this is better than Thanksgiving. It is better than Thanksgiving. I truly do think it is. And I liked Thanksgiving a lot. Like
I know you did.
It was great, but this is better than it. It's very Scream-esque. Very Scream-esque.
Yes.
Because it is going, and that's the one thing I've seen some people reviewing it, and I think that some people, and fine, whatever. But I think they're like, well, this part was stupid. Like, why would they do that? I'm like, did you get Scream? You get parody? You get what's going on here? They know it's stupid. They're making it. It is parodying both horror slashers, which we've seen before.
Yes.
Now it's also parodying rom-coms and romance movies, and it's parodying the fact that this one is both. It's like 3-level parody where it's like classic Scream parody,
Mhm.
making fun of stupid romance movies, and the fact that they're like having a romance movie in the middle of this slasher movie, and it's fucking great.
That you have no idea how happy this just made me. For you to say it's better than Thanksgiving just literally like amplified my mood by 1,000, and I cannot wait to fucking watch it. I'm so excited.
And I was kind of worried. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, keep going, please.
I was kind of worried because I didn't really know much about it. Like,
Mhm.
Again, this is before I started trailer watching. I didn't really know, and I was like, maybe this is going to be kind of low budget and shitty. It looks fucking awesome.
Yep.
The kills are. There's one kill at the beginning, which is in the opening scene, and you're going to see it. I know, and you're going to
Mhm.
know exactly which one I'm talking about. Where you're like, oh, it's going to be one of these, and it's fucking wonderful.
So excited.
I've seen people, and maybe I'm just dumb, but I went with a group of 4 where they're like, oh, it's easy to guess who, because it is a whodunit, like Scream.
Yep.
And they're like,
And Thanksgiving.
yeah, and they're like, it's easy to guess. And I was like, if it's easy to guess, then all 4 of us were fucking stupid because nobody guessed it.
Really?
No. Just
That makes me even more excited.
Great acting.
Yep.
In like, honestly, some great acting in it. Mason Gooding,
Mhm.
from Scream.
Yeah.
This character, he should show up in Scream 7 and beat the shit out of his
Chad
character, because this character is so much better in every single way. I'm like, oh my God, you're actually funny and likable. And like, he is by far the star of the movie, and he's fucking great. And I'm just telling you, Jordan, I cannot wait for you to see it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And like, as I think about it more and more, I'm like, dude, this might be a 4.5. Like, I fucking loved it.
Oh shit. A 4.5 from you. What?
Like, I think I told you this. So I don't really consider Terrifier a slasher because it's its own thing. Terrifier 2 and 3, not even its own thing, but it's like, I don't really think of it as a slasher. I mean, it's got magical properties to it. It's got all this fucking shit and lore. Plus, it's like, it's slightly torture porn, whatever. I don't know really where I put that. I don't, but I put it in a separate box. If I'm just the slasher box, this is probably, and I don't know if it's just recency bias, but like, I think it might be my favorite slasher that I've seen since Scream 5, which was my favorite slasher since Scream 2. So
this is just like, for me, I'm trying to, for one, just like comprehend everything that you're saying and how much you love this, because I am so excited. The Mason Gooding thing makes me so happy because it just shows that you can have a likable character like Chad, but like if you do it right, then it can transcend. You know what I mean? It can transcend because
he's so fucking funny in it. Like, I was like, oh, I didn't realize you like are like, not that he's unlikable in the Scream 5 and 6, but he's kind of just like the generic, I'm the nice guy. And then here he's like, he's a nice guy, but he's also like funny and like, and I don't know. I loved it. I don't want to oversell it too much because like, obviously I'm sure some people are gonna be like, I don't care. For me, it was the best slasher that I've seen on the big screen since Scream 5, which some people are gonna be like, well, he has bad taste. Whatever, fine.
You don't have bad taste.
One of my favorite slashers that I've ever seen in a theater. I will go with that. How about that?
I love that. And also, so you have me so amped for this. But my second thing that's hanging me up is, how the fuck are we not friends on Letterboxd?
I think we are.
Are we?
Like 99% certain that when I look at stuff, it tells me that you've recorded it. And I started using it again because a bunch of my friends at work use it. So like, I was like, well, fuck, I'll start using it again. But
it's fun. It's fun to use it when you don't feel like you feel like obligated to use it. Does that, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Where you're just like, since everyone uses it, you're like, oh, I should be on Letterboxd. I like when I can like truly sit with the movie and then review it. You know what I mean? Or like just put my thoughts in there.
Yeah, no, I like that. And sometimes I don't think I've ever written a review, but I'm following you. I don't know if you're following me.
That's a blasphemy.
Jordana.
Because what the hell? Like, where are you?
Let me screenshot this and put it on there and say, look at what she's done. She's a terrible partner and a terrible friend. And
I know. I'm like the absolute worst, Sam. I don't even know why.
No, that's what I'm being told.
Why the fuck are we even doing? My God.
We're pitching some inside baseball here. So
okay, the 8-bit shark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it won't. I'm sorry. That's why you don't know.
I mean,
because you have to pay to change your name. And when I signed up, I was using just my old Instagram, my personal Instagram handle.
Gotcha. Because I'm like, where the hell is? I was looking up Sam. I was looking up Tubi. I was like,
yeah,
where the hell is he?
Yes. So yes, so you are. It's just it's because you have to pay to change your name, and I was using my gamer. That's my gamer tag actually. So
okay. Well, we are now official, so it's good. Yes, and now I can come off your shit list. And being the worst, just ghost me like most people do. Just ghost me and then not give me an answer, and then make it my fault.
I just won't respond to you. And then I'm gonna yell at you and say, "You texted me 3 times. Why didn't you text me 5?"
And then blast it all over social media. We'll make a whole big ordeal, like a teenager thing, and we'll call it a day. It's what it makes sense.
Yeah. Listeners, we're not really mad at each other.
No,
and this is more or less us just having fun.
We're having fun at other expenses. Yes, because that's the bitch in me. But you,
I think it might be the bitch in me because I was the one who brought it up. You were like, I'm gonna bring it up, and I was like, okay, and then I was like, you know what? Here's the time to dunk that fucker in there.
It was perfect.
Dunk that ball right through that hoop.
Okay. I'm good on movies because I rewatched a lot that I've seen, and we don't need to go down that avenue. But cool, I'm so happy that you brought the light to this older 80s slasher that I'm going to watch, and I'm really looking forward to finally getting to see Hard Eyes so then we can gush over it because something tells me I'm going to love it just as much as you. So
I think you are, because you get. I think you like Thanksgiving, and it's very in that same realm, and I think you're gonna like it.
You have to understand this. I love slashers. I think I'm more upset that Scream 5 did not hit for me the way I still think I'm holding on to that. I still think I have the resentment from what I thought I wanted out of a movie. I just have to let that shit go. Like what's her name says, because honestly, again, it's relevant. People are loving horror. You know what I mean? Like it's no matter what, it's bringing in positivity. So I like Scream 5.
It's fine, and and it's great. I have issues with Scream 6, and I think I will probably end up seeing Scream 7 just because fucking I have no willpower, but I also have no desire, no hopes. I sort of want it to be a dumpster fire. I kind of want it to be the death of the franchise.
But what happens, Sam? ... If we love it, and it's like the best one out of the last 3. What would how funny, how amazing? I want it to be like that. I want it to play the switcheroo on me and be like, oh, it's good. But there's just have we discussed this?
I mean, we've been discussing the Scream 7 issues as they've been arising for the last year.
Yeah, well, you and I have been messaging each other and bitching, but
on the podcast too. Every now and then it pops up because we learned about we've definitely talked about the oh my fucking god,
Roman,
Mr. What's his name, Mr. Hot Shit from Mr. Hot Guy. Who
is it? Roman, or are we talking about Matthew Lillard?
No, we haven't even discussed those two fucking dildos. I'm talking about they replaced what's his name?
Kincaid. Yes. Okay, so let me just say this though, because we have to. It wouldn't be an episode without us bitching about Scream in some regard. You would think that the announcement of Roman coming back would have me, super excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
How fucking stupid. Okay, I just have to say this: for them to keep showing their cards, their hand to us. For them to have Scott Foley sign on and either return as a memory, a dream, somehow he's back, what have you, that would have been in my pocket. I would have said avoid showing any of his face, anything indicating that he's in this movie, right? Mm-hmm. First thing. Then you have the audacity, the gall to announce that Matthew Lillard is signed on after everyone was saying, oh my God, bring Stu back, bring Stu back. You mean to tell me, I wish I had a Zoom on opening night, that Stu arrives on the screen, whether in a dream sequence, what fucking ever, that the audience wouldn't lose their shit. I'm telling you, I would probably stand out of whatever seat I was in, because I don't know if I'm gonna go see it in the theater, but whatever seat, and I would have been like, oh my, whatever, like it would have been exciting. Why the fuck they had to show people just shows me that the movie sucks. To have them be like, oh, look at these shiny things, come see it. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think they're using it as a way because they know a large percentage of the fan base is pissed off about what they did. And yeah, I think they're doing this, like you said, like this is look at the pretty monkey. Look at the pretty monkey. Don't look what I'm doing over here. Look at the pretty monkey. Like, you know, like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I think that is exactly what it is, and they're hoping that fans will just not have the willpower to go through with a lot of the boycotts or or pirating. And I also, I don't know, and I've heard things at this point. I don't care. I've heard rumors as to what. I don't know if this is in any way strict. You look this shit up all the time, so you probably read this too.
I don't look for things, but like when I see Scream stuff, I just roll my eyes and I scroll past it. So like someone posted a picture of Ghostface like in filming, and I'm like, why the fuck do you need, like, who, don't post it? Like, don't. Well, then I'll keep it to myself. What I read it was. No, tell me. I want you to tell me what I want you to tell me.
Totally rumor, but I've seen it. It's the rumor. I've seen the prevailing rumor is that the way that they're going to get all these people that are back into the thing is that there's going to be some sort of a virtual world aspect to it, like a video game or some shit, and that's what because again, if you're bringing Stu back and you're bringing Roman back, aren't you sort of just pissing all over the franchise that now of the killers that you saw die definitively, and Roman first? Okay, maybe you can buy Stu survived all the stabs and he survived. The final blow for him was a TV on the head.
Yeah,
maybe. Okay. Roman is for sure dead.
Dunzo, like so dead. Yeah, like, and that's the thing that pisses me off was when I saw him, I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, and then I was even more mad because I'm like, if it's gonna be like a Billy fucking like Sydney's gonna be sitting there and then her brother's gonna like float in and be like, hey Sid. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. I can't.
Like, and here's the thing, I buy that. I bought that for Sam. Yeah. Sam was the only one who saw them because Sam is schizophrenic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whether or not you like that as a story point, I understand for anyone listening, but I can buy that. I can buy that this person, this one character, has tendencies, which makes sense because her father was schizophrenic. Anyway, I can buy that. But if all of a sudden Sydney starts seeing fucking ghosts, I'm going to be like, fuck you. Like,
I know.
And if you try to sell it as like, well, it's PTSD. Listen here, motherfucker. She should have been seeing ghosts for the last 30 years.
I know. And it's just like, and you breaking it down like, okay, it just makes me even more like skeptical that this is going to make sense or be good. So I'm waiting. I'm optimistically waiting. Maybe this will change my mind. Who knows? This might be it might be the one to like either seal the deal of I'm kind of done with Scream, or it might be like, oh shit, like they did do something that kind of worked and I like it. So who knows? Who knows?
Can we also talk about this, which I also am like, and again, I think it's and if you don't know what I'm referencing, I'm referencing the South Park thing where they talk about the Chewbacca defense. Where, look over here, look at a pretty monkey, and it, okay. So it's been announced that also Mason Gooding is coming back. So we're getting the side characters from the last one, but we can't get the main character.
We can't get Sam back. And
all I don't for a thing, I feel like public opinion has kind of swayed over to the way that what she was talking about. So why can't you just suck up your fucking pride? I mean, it's done now. It's done. I mean, it's done. I mean, you already made this other fucking monstrosity, so it's over. But you could have just sucked up your fucking pride and said, God damn it, we fucked up. Maybe we shouldn't have fired her over one singular tweet, and we could have finished the trilogy, and then if we wanted to piss all over it again, we could do it again. But whatever.
Exactly. And that's what irritates me is these like afterthought motions of, okay, so now that Sam's gone and now that I'm invested, I'm even more pissed off because I wanted to know. I wanted it.
Yeah.
And now we'll never get it.
You could lose Tara. I have no problem.
I would be fine.
Tara could be written off, but Sam was the fucking focal point.
Like, and you know what? They could have easily done that. They could have been like, Sam and Tara needed to have their space because they felt like they were suffocating each other, but they feel like everything's good to go. And that would have been vulnerability. Okay, well, we're going to separate. And I know everything's going to be okay. Things wouldn't be okay. I would be okay with that, though. The fracture in the relationship in a amicable way. But now you're having, and you're also Jasmine's voice coming back, right? Mindy and Chad are both coming back, correct?
I believe I know for sure Chad is. I think Mindy might be coming back. But I know for sure Chad. By the way, did you know I did not know until I saw Hard Eyes that Mason Gooding is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son? Did not know that.
What?
Yeah, and as soon as I heard, because I was reading like reviews of, and I think it was actually before or after I saw Hard Eyes. It was right before or after, and then they're like, Mason Gooding, son of Cuba Gooding Jr. And as soon as I saw that, I was like my mind, like it was like a puzzle. I was like, oh, that makes like 100% sense. Like when you see it.
Oh my God.
Now when you look at him, you're like, oh yeah, he does look like 100% like his dad. He looks like a bigger version of his dad. Yeah.
That just makes me like, okay, I get it now. Yeah. I totally get all of this. I love that.
I had no idea. And then I was like, oh yeah, he's like his dad, but just like a foot taller.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He is a big boy. That's hilarious. That's crazy. I love that. I enjoyed Chad. I was really sad in 6 when all the things transpired, but I mean, clearly everyone lived, so we didn't have anything to fucking worry about. Yeah, so
I like Chad as well. I mean, I like the characters. It's just nobody got
no sacrifices were made.
Yeah, so there was no real stakes at the end of it. And then oh God, and
what?
Courtney Cox better not fucking live in this movie. I don't even know if she's in this movie, but she better not fucking live in this movie.
I did know that she's signed on, but if she's not the opening kill, and if she's not the killer, I swear to God, like for you to hold on to her as the legacy character that lives on, I will be so pissed. And truly,
can I make predictions?
Yes, please.
I predict that the opening kill will be the Meeks.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it'll be Chad. I think it will be Chad, and they're gonna I'll amend that. It'll either be both Meeks.
Yep.
Just to completely erase what is left of the new trilogy, and as a way to visually do that, you can do that.
Ooh,
or
yes.
They'll kill Chad because now without Tara, what's his fucking point?
True that. Yeah.
Kill him, and then they'll still keep Mindy around because they always want to have a Randy type character.
Yes, which at this point, just bring Randy back. If you're bringing everyone else back, and while you're at it, bring fucking Cotton and Dewey. Yeah,
Randy should be in whatever this multiverse Spider-Man fucking movie we're making.
Yeah, please, like just and that's the other thing. I'm in a joking but not really joking sense because
honestly, that's a great idea. If you're gonna if we're just bringing everybody back, fuck it. Randy was in the CIA witness protection program. I've been helping people hunt down serial killers for the last 20 years secretly because I'm the best.
Oh my God!
I'm not even joking with you. That's probably better than what they're gonna fucking do for these other things. I think I just gave him between the two of us, we just got him $1 million idea.
We need to direct and write and do everything with the next movie because we get the ideas. But I will bring back Cotton. I'm so pissed that they didn't bring back Cotton. I love Cotton.
I love Cotton too. I mean, I always didn't like the way he went out.
I hated
understand why he did.
Yes.
But I kind of would have rather seen him. I think
Lip.
he should not have made it out of that movie, but I think he should not have been the opening kill.
I know, but to that point, and why I love 3 so much is that was back in the day when they took fucking risks. They took the main characters and they're like, oh, this is your beloved, you love Cotton Weary? Well, guess what? Like, dunzo. And that, because like that shit still hurts. And I know it's fictional, and I know I'm almost 40, and I know that I was 15 when I saw it, but like Randy's death still hurts. Cotton's death still hurts. The exchange between Sydney and Roman still hurts. Like, fucking piss me off. But still, that's when those are the Scream days that I remember where I would get Twitter pated knowing that one was coming out because I was so excited to see it.
Yeah. I'm with you. And I think taking risks is good. I mean, obviously, they took no risks in the last one, so.
No. Can I just say something about us, though? Yeah. How we talked about how good of pod partners we are and we love each other. I love that we usually have Scream rants that are just, they end on sour notes, and we just made a positive out of a negative.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. Now when our idea turns out to be better than that fucking idea of whatever they put on the screen, we might be more negative. But
yes, damn fucking right we will. But we're gonna, since we're gonna kind of get to the spring, what we're excited for. I think now is the time to break it down, because I got a couple, and they're weird and they're random, but I'm excited because those things are giving me Mayflowers in my belly.
Oh, yep. And just to be clear here, this is where we're going to talk a little bit more different than just what's been on our mind. We're talking spring movies, spring whatever, spring what you like, whatever the fuck, anything related to spring we're talking about, because we are at the precipice. The butt crack of spring is just about to appear, and we are ready for it.
Damn right we are. I'm so ready, and these little things got me excited. But I want you to go first.
Well, I'm going to keep it traditional here.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think about what movies I like to watch in the spring. And I'll be honest with you, it's a hard thing to think about. When you pitch this idea to me, you're like, springtime. And, you gave other things, like, but I'm like, well, we talk movies. Yes. Springtime it's a weird time for movies because two things. Number one, especially for our genre, horror and action,
yes,
it's not really many holidays in springtime. You got St. Patty's Day and you got Easter. That's about it.
True that.
Also, it's a time when I feel like less movies are watched because I've been stuck inside so long. You're like, finally, for the love of God, I can go outside and I can do something that's not sit on the couch.
Yes.
So I had to really kind of come through, and some of these may seem kind of like crazy picks for spring, but I'll be honest with you, couldn't come up with a single Easter movie. I'm not watching The Bunny Man. I don't give a fuck.
No, and I'm not watching Midsummer for the flowers. I'm not doing any of that shit.
No, I know Midsummer was out there. I might watch Wicker Man, but
yeah, that's okay though.
I came up with 2 movies that I think are indicative of springtime events and holidays that are must watches.
Love it.
And number one for me is fuck it. It's super cliche, but I watch the Boondock Saints every St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And I do feel like St. Patrick's Day is sort of that kickoff area to spring. March can sort of be a gamble, but you're right there in the middle of it, and it's right there. And I love the Boondock Saints. Such a great movie.
I love it.
Can I tell you, I watched something new about it that I'd never seen before, and I just watched it a week or two ago, and there's a documentary about the making of that movie that is fucking crazy.
I'd love to watch it because I bet you that was a crazy ass movie to make.
Joanna, you have no idea. So here's the quick elevator pitch. The movie's called Overnight. And basically what happened is there's the guy who wrote and directed it was just working in a bar, and a dude who worked in the industry came in and they were talking. He's like, hey, I got this idea for a movie. The dude's like, oh, that sounds cool. Send me the script. Script starts going around Hollywood, and everybody's like, it becomes like overnight, like it's like the hottest script in Hollywood. Everyone thinks he's going to be the next Quentin Tarantino. Like, oh, this dude's going to be, that big time success story. All of a sudden, he gets the craziest deal you've ever heard of. He gets $1 million deal.
Ooh.
He's in a band. He gets a $4 million to make the movie. He gets his band signed to a record deal, and they are already the movie company agrees to allow him to have all of his band score the movie.
Wow.
The people that like he starts hanging out with like Brad Pitt, like all these people want to be in the movie. At one point, I believe it's George Clooney and Ethan Hawke that are signed on to be the brothers. Now, here's where the movie goes off the walls.
Okay.
The documentary.
Yeah.
And the actual movie itself.
Okay.
You know how most people, you take a little while to get a big head when you have some success go to your head?
Yep.
This guy was instant fucking taneous.
Like inflated right up?
Oh my God. He turns into an absolute monster.
Wow.
Like all of his friends eventually end up leaving. Like the movie company that's working with him eventually tells him to fuck off because he's such an asshole. All the actors leave, everything. He ends up obviously still making the movie with whatever money he did make from the what they gave him, and it turned out what it was. But he's so stupid. By the way, he's such an idiot. He had an option to like with the distributor to like Ripley. Come on. He had an option with the distributor to get like a
Ripley's like, hold on, Dad.
He could make like an extra like 20 grand up front, or they give him like 5% of all merchandise and DVD sales. He didn't take it. And guess what? That movie didn't make that much money on fucking in the theaters, but it makes a fuck ton in DVDs and all. So he lost out on all this fucking money. He's such an idiot.
Good.
But the documentary is it's a lesson in like what not to fucking do.
Don't do this. Whatever you do, if you somehow achieve what you want, don't
and actually, you know what? I'll tie that in because I might every St. Patty's Day. I feel like it's a good combo to watch the documentary, which is free on Tubi, and then to watch the Boondocks because I do love the movie, but it is fucking wild to watch it and then watch what it originally was supposed to be, which it was going to be something like way bigger and different, and this guy fucked it up.
See, what's crazy to me is I can't wait to see that because I can't wait to see what it could have been. But I love what it is. Like William Dafoe is
he's great,
magical. What's his name? The big dude. Oh my God.
Billy Connolly.
What's his name in the movie?
The big dude.
The big burly dude. What's his name? And he shoots the cat.
Oh, you're not. He's not big and burly. He's like the little scrawny, fucking. Oh my God, what is his name?
I know.
He's the funny man. Rocco.
Yes,
yeah.
Funny. Fucking like him. Love him so much. I just we used. When I was in my party heydays, that movie and Gummo was pretty much like on repeat, and we would just start partying and we'd like play Boondock Saints first, then we played Gummo. Eventually porn got onto the big screen somehow. I don't know who did that. And then like, but we'd just be sitting around drinking, playing asshole, listening to like Tragically Hip, Queens of the Stone Age, and then you just have Boondock Saints in the back. And then at the end of the night, we'd sit and watch it and pass out to it. Like it holds such a special place in my heart.
Oh,
but it's such a good fun movie.
It's one of those movies that, like, again, just knowing what deal he fucking signed and how stupid that deal was. It was one of those movies that, like, everybody that was in high school or college at that time, everybody owned a copy. And if you didn't own a copy, your buddy owned a copy. And it was one of those movies, like you said, that would just be on, and people were. It was kind of like the cool movie to talk about because it wasn't in theaters, hardly at all.
Yeah.
And it's amazing if you watch the doc. The doc's only about 70 minutes. It's not long either.
That's not bad.
But because if you watch it and then you watch the movie, the movie is actually, again, there's some kind of dumb parts to it, but like it's well made, it's well shot. It almost seems like it's a fucking miracle that it came out as good as it did because when you learn about this person, he's an idiot. I mean, I'll say it. I don't give a shit. Like, fuck him. He's a fucking moron. and like he is like in every aspect of
Troy
every
Duffy?
way. Yes, he is a complete. He is. Oh, and they're getting hammered every night, like just like every like it's. You could not imagine. It's like it's a documentary in bad decisions of just how you piss away millions of dollars and really just truthfully you make yourself into the villain of your own story, and he's just dumb. He's just a dumb person, and that's why like then you watch the movie and you're like, it's fool's luck that this came out to be as good as it did, because then he made the sequel, which sucks balls.
And I'm looking at that. I didn't even know that the sequel existed, but is the documentary Overnight?
Yeah.
Okay. And just for the record, he looks like a douche.
Yeah. No, he's good. Dude, there's at one point he's like,
and a musician? Says
he's he's a guitar player and like some like kind of like. I mean, honestly, the band's not awful. It's not the worst band I've ever heard. Oh, but that's the fucking crazy part of the. Not only are they like disrespectful to everybody, at one point, it wasn't one of the Allman Brothers, but one of the guys who's in the Allman Brothers band, like the studio, like sends him to their like recording studio, and it's like, and they're like, hey, I'm here to like kind of help you like build your sound and then help you out. And at one point they play this fucking thing and they're like, so what'd you think? And he's like, well, I think you need to eliminate this part. And I think you need to just focus on the core. He tells him this. And then immediately to his face, they go, we're not doing any of that. And it's like, you're going to tell somebody who's in one of the most prolific bands of all time.
Yes.
You know better. Like, go fuck yourself.
And that's exactly it. At that point, even if you thought, if you thought it in your fucking dense skull, you just sit there and listen and say, okay.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it. And then once you get past where you get to have more of like an input on it, then you have your creative juices flow. But I can't with stupidity, and I can't with ignorance and arrogance. Like
I watched it like just like with my mouth agape. Like I was like, I'm like, oh my God, like how could you be this fucking dumb? Like,
and he's still married too, which blows my mind.
He wasn't in the making of this, I can tell you that much.
Oh shit! Oh,
there's there's cheating involved. There's all kinds of weird shit. There's weird stuff.
Well, I'm intrigued, and I definitely want to add that to my watch list. So thank you for
either way. It is a St. Patty's Day movie, and the documentary is a fun addition. But I would put those on any springtime list, just because I feel like that is sort of the kickoff to spring.
I love it, and St. Patty's Day is literally around the corner. So
yep, so I'll be watching that again. Well, I probably not the doc again, but I will probably watch the Boondock Saints.
Yes. Well, speaking of around the corner, I have something that is in the spring vein, and I kind of touched on it earlier, of what I'm so fucking, and I'm enunciating the fucking excited part. Fucking excited for Daredevil March 4th. I am so excited to see Daredevil back in action. Kingpin, Foggy. I'm just you have no idea how excited I am for the show.
I am.
My heart is racing talking about it. I'm so excited.
I'm right there. I'm not like heart racing excited, but it's probably the first Marvel project since X-Men 97 that I'm interested in, because I really did like the Netflix show a lot, and
yes,
I'm excited that it's coming back. Because it's been years.
Mm-hmm.
I was so nervous about it at first,
Me too.
because like first they were like, oh, it's just him coming back, nobody else, and then they're like, okay, it's just him and Kingpin coming back, nobody else, and I'm like, you got to have Foggy and Deborah Ann Wall.
Thank you.
And and then they're like, okay, well, Foggy's coming back, but not Deborah Ann Wall, and I was like, you fucking motherfucker, just. What are you doing? Just bring them all back. It took them like, I feel like 3 years before they were like, all right, you pieces of shit, we're bringing everybody back.
And I'm hoping that since it took so long, that they actually did it on the terms of like, maybe they had some input, something where they're equally excited to come back, because I'm telling you, when I did watch the trailer and the teaser for that, I got emotional. I was so excited. I was just like, oh my God, like it gave me goosebumps. When he came on the screen, I was like,
because it reminds you of when Marvel was good.
Yes. And we got spoiled. How spoiled did we get? We got Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher. What was
please. I love Daredevil, but I really, really, really love that Punisher show. I don't know. He may have confirmed that he's coming back, but please bring him back.
I think it was confirmed that he's coming back. If I'm not I could be speaking way out of turn.
Like that show, neither of these shows should have ever been canceled. I like honestly, like I know that it's rights issues and whatever, but Disney's got enough money. They should, when they bought them, they should have just said, "Your season 3, boom, go." Like done. Should have been the next year. Just roll it over.
Yes, and even like to piggyback off Punisher. Luke Cage and
Luke Cage is great too. I like
the Iron Fist too. I thought
Iron Fist. I didn't like that one, but
I didn't. Okay, I didn't mind it. I knew it wasn't to the equivalent of the past shows, but I just liked how it kind of like rolled and it fit. And so like, okay, we'll get him off of the side. But from Luke Cage to Daredevil, all of those shows and series were just like. You want to talk Chef's Kiss top tier? That's exactly what it is. Those are the shows that we need back. The quality, all of it. And I would be. It
sounds like Disney's not pushing out. It sounds like they're not. From what the reports are, and granted, it could all just be advertising to get people excited. They're saying like, "Oh, you liked all the blood and everything in the first series. We're doing even more." So like it, and that gives me hope that I can get a Punisher. Fucking back, baby.
I know. I'm channeling it with you. I want to look it up and see because I think I heard something that he was coming back. Yes. So fingers crossed. But I think this is the best way to kick off spring for me. To get out of the month of February and have it be on March 4th. That's like the one flower poking up that I need for my happiness to like really start oozing out of my body. So
and also if the Marvel movies are not doing super well right now, and even the shows are not performing as well as they thought, if you bring back Daredevil and Punisher and some of these older shows that people never wanted to go away in the first place, they were already hits. They were already hits. Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring
them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Yes.
Bring them out and bring all the people back. Same director, same just. Don't fucking, obviously you have to change some shit because it's however many years later, but like make it as close to the originals as you can and let's fucking go.
Yes.
Maybe then I can be excited about, maybe I'll never be a Marvel movie person again, but maybe I could still have that little glimmer of that Netflix period that was just so special.
Yes, I'm with you. Like it will be refreshing to see something good. I won't be angry. I'll be heartbroken if this
bad.
If it's bad or if it does not live up, or I don't want to say if it doesn't live up. If it's bad, I will that will shatter my heart, and then I'll know like I might have to like distance myself from Disney and tell them it's not me, it's you, because I don't know how much more I can take, especially with something as perfect as Daredevil. So, yeah, that's what I got for my first opener. So, what you got now, Sam? What else you got?
So I got one other springtime movie that I think, especially in our vein, what would be something that you, I don't know, need to watch is the thing, but if you're gonna, there is one other holiday that I did not include on that kind of sneaks by.
Okay,
and I love a very controversial film. I feel like in our little circle of horror friends. Okay. I love April Fool's Day.
I love it. Is it Buffy, right?
I know it's sort of I don't want to say it's controversial, but I just know that I've seen a lot of people like they shit on it because they hate the reveal, which
I mean
that's sort of the whole premise of the movie. I mean that's what April Fool's Day.
Exactly, but like. You can't win them all, Sam. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to complain about goddamn something.
Yeah, I mean, okay. spoiler alert, if you don't want to know about the 1986 movie April Fool's Day, I feel like you fucking, if you're listening to this podcast, you've had your opportunity. It's all, none of it, it's all fake. It's all just they're playing a prank on their friend and nobody's actually dying.
Yes.
Voila, the end. But like,
it's brilliant.
It's fucking fun. It's you still get all the fun of the slasher, despite the fact that no one's actually dying. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like the funny version of Scream 6.
Kind of, honestly, not that far off.
I know. Maybe that's why we like it so much. But no, I'm with you. I feel like back in the 80s they did a lot of like a lot of things movie wise that like were controversial back then, but they just, you know, they did something. They took
bigger risks.
Yes.
And bigger swings, you know, like yeah.
I got yelled at for putting Sleepaway Camp as one of my like choices for like an 80s slasher or something like that. And I put Sleepaway Camp, and the person, and I guess I respect their page because they were gay and trans, and they're like, you know, that's a very that movie isn't really supported in that community because of the whole situation with Angela in the movie. I'm like, but like, I think it would just show more on the aunt and the aunt, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's, I don't know. It was, I felt very like, oh, I support gay and LGBT. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just because I said I like Sleepaway Camp, I didn't know that equated to me being anti that, which I'm not.
I feel like that's someone maybe just trying, who's maybe a combative person naturally, just making a guess, because I feel like it's a classic in its own regard, and it's been well received for many, many, many years. Yes. And like, I don't know, like again, I 100% support all of my LGBT friends and people and everybody. It's just, you know, I don't know, man. Like this feels, you're gonna be upset that someone likes a movie from 40 fucking years ago. Like, you know.
I know, and like if it meant any like hatred or like any like,
you were like, I liked it because it's the, you know, like no, you're like, I like the movie.
Exactly, but like if it was anything like people getting and specific for, you know what I mean, like anything along those lines, I would have been like, absolutely not, like no. But like I don't know. So now I like tread lightly on what I say about Sleepaway Camp, because I was just kind of like, oh shit, like am I deemed as like I hate gay people and trans people because I like Sleepaway Camp? Like it's just, I never thought.
I bet there's a lot of LGBTQ people who are, the horror community has a lot of LGBTQ people in it.
Yes.
I bet you if you did a poll, more fine with it than are against it.
Yes.
And I'll emphatically say I love Sleepaway Camp. All of them, actually. I even like the inferior sequels.
The sequels, I think, I love them.
They're goofy and they're fun.
I would rent them. Like I'd go down and be like, oh, because like Sleepaway Camp, literally like I want that feeling all the time, like over and over again, of the first time I watched Sleepaway Camp in my bedroom at my grandparents' house on this little tiny TV with the reveal, and I was eating green olives out of the jar with my girlfriend because my grandparents never had good snacks. We had to have like fucking saltines, green olives, and like fucking Sprite.
Yeah,
partying.
When you would go to like certain people's houses, like, or you're just let your kids, so you're hungry, so you're just eating whatever the fuck you got. Like, all right, you got, you know,
Raisin Bran in here. Okay,
you got expired like cookie dough. Yeah, sure, we'll eat that. Like,
yeah. My grandmother was like never cool about snacks with me, and I was just like, damn it. So we're like chewing on the saltines and eating the green olives, and then that happened, and we're both like, what? And then the part where she's like, and making that noise and her eyes were big, that scared the shit out of me. I was just like, what the fuck?
No, it's classic. I love that. And I
loved it. Yes.
I would not filter myself about that particular movie. I mean, there's other movies that I think would maybe be more, whatever. You know, obviously, cis white man, I can't really, put myself, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be as open as I can about it. But I feel like that the horror community and largely most other communities that sort of overlap have accepted that movie for what it is.
Yeah. And I feel like the people like that know me in the horror community know that I'm the opposite of that, and they know that who I truly am. So
I don't know how many fucking things I can post on there, like about which I don't even know if I want to get into this.
What?
I don't, and this I may legit cut this.
Okay.
Just on this topic of like people being sensitive about certain things and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I am not quite happy with what has happened to Damien Leone's reputation in the last month.
Yeah.
And again, I know you know what's going on, but so we can catch everybody up if I decide to not cut this.
Yeah.
David Howard Thornton is a very, very outspoken person about his beliefs, and I love that, and I love David.
Yeah.
He went on a big tirade, and he does almost every day. He likes to go on political tirades, and that's fine. That's his choice. He very much stands up for what he believes in, and he believes in standing up for LGBTQ people of the marginalized communities and things.
Yep.
And truthfully, he's in every single way the same page I'm on.
Same.
I chose when things went a certain way politically. I made the choice that a lot of people also made the choice to make it very well known where I stood on the line.
Yes.
David did as well. A lot of pages, a lot of our friends decided to make that same choice and stand for what they, let it be known that this is a safe place for certain people and whatnot.
Yes.
Damien did not do that. Damien took a more middle of the road, I am not a political person approach, and people tried to roast him for it. And my only thought on that is, I do not think that you should bully and punish someone for not being willing to come forward with their, you know what I mean? Like if it was his choice, it's David's choice to come forward and say, I believe this. I think it's also someone's choice if they want to just say, I don't want to get into politics. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
Someone for not saying something, like, I don't know.
Because it's grasping, because everyone wants to have a conflict nowadays and everyone wants to cancel someone for what they've done. But it's like, truly look at yourself, because I'm sure these people who are outraged and stuff, some of the things that they probably do is not like what people you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. The thing with me is when he made the statement about his movies aren't supposed to be political, and then people are like, well, the horror community is political and it's always has been. That's fine. I mean, like, they're not wrong, but for him to make the decision to not take a stand, or like to make it known where he stands, but he's just saying, like, everyone has their own opinions, and I feel like they just wanted a reason to cancel him. I feel like they wanted him to just slip up at any opportune time to be like, canceled, women hater, fucking, that's what you get. Of course, he's a Trump supporter because he kills women. It's like, shut the come on, bro. Like, for real.
And I'm with you, 100%.
Like, come on. Like,
I didn't think it. I did think it. I didn't even vocalize that. Like, yes, I do think that a lot of people just use this as for people who, for some reason, have it out for the Terrifier franchise, and it angers them that it's popular and successful. And there are definitely people out there who are angered by it. They use this. Like, listen, would I love it? Because I love when people are on the same page as me. Absolutely love it. And I love when I find out, like, so would I have liked it if he came out and said, yes, I don't support. Whatever. I don't support Donald
that would have been great. Yes.
I do support, the LGBT, blah, 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 blah. All that. Would have loved it. But I would much rather him do what he did, which said, I don't talk politics, essentially. And I'm not a political person. I'd much rather him doing that than going out there and doing what, like, fucking, Hulk Hogan's doing, or all these other fucking dildos. Like,
like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Donald Trump, and then he's like championing his dick now.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, like, I would much rather someone take a middle of the road approach and just try and stay out of it, as opposed to someone, everyone's going to be okay with fucking, like I said, Snoop and Carrie Underwood and all these other fucking people who are blowing him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck off, man.
It just irritates me. You shouldn't be punished for not wanting to be political. You know what I mean?
Well, and then there are people like, oh, well, he didn't use his platform. I think him just stating that he does not want this franchise to turn into a political thing, because God forbid we have some sort of entertainment to take our mind off of the real fucking horrors of this world. Yeah. Like, God forbid that there's someone creating like a world where I'm actually like people are happy in, that makes them happy. You have to like turn it into a fucking thing. You have to make it into this like, okay, well, if you still support Terrifier, then you're a Trump supporter. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck that noise. It has nothing to do with it. And whatever happened to movies being entertainment.
Do they here's the thing. I don't think I think these are the people, like you said, who hated Terrifier no matter what. Yeah. And they want to use this as a way to try and end it, because these are the type of people who just, if I don't like it, it shouldn't exist.
Yes.
But assuming they got what they wanted, and Terrifier, well, they don't get what they completely want. Okay, let's make Terrifier 4 a more political fucking movie. Is that what people really want? Do people really want a political, like, oh yeah, no. So like, Art's really going to be a message for, and all of a sudden in 4, he's going to be a message for the marginalized community. It's a fucking Killer Clown movie.
And that's it. And also too, but like, I'm very thankful that David is taking a stance and saying what he wants.
Yeah,
I do too. But what I think is actually happening is there probably are people on production that were involved with Terrifier creating it that felt very like upset about what David was saying, which also I just think it's hilarious where people on the opposing side, they can say whatever the fuck they want when it's like, oh, you lost, blah, blah, blah. But then if like anyone says anything about things that are not political, that are human fucking rights, that we can't stand for it, it's like, oh, sorry, we have a soul. Sorry that like I fucking care about other people than myself. Like, fuck you. I hope you keep this, because I want people to fucking hear that. It has nothing, for me, it has nothing to do with politics. I hate politicians. It has everything to do with who you are as a fucking human and what you care about people. That's it.
And human rights and and not wanting to live in 1943 Germany.
Exactly. Your BFFs over here fucking salute, like, no. And that's where I draw the line. I was like, if people think that I'm going to cancel Terrifier because Damien Leone made a statement, like, whatever. I think what it truly is people are upset and they probably like, oh, I'm not going to watch and he's probably just like, okay, I have to like just say I'm neutral because and then like carry along. Like, it makes me, it's hard for me to believe that he has Lauren Rivera, Leah, what's her name that did the songs in Terrifier 2, Tara that was in the first one, who is openly gay, that he's going to make such a harsh stance. I think that he just wanted to make it known, like, I'm not going to talk politics. I'm going to keep to my movies. I'm going to keep putting out entertainment, and that's it. And then people want to just take it and make it whatever it is.
He probably, I mean, realistically, he probably should have said nothing. It would have been better. But
and that's it. And that's exactly it. Maybe silence is key, but still.
It just bothers me because I'm like, the whole time I was like, dude, he does not deserve this for that message.
No,
he does not. He should be right now riding like as high as he possibly can be, because he's the darling of indie horror, and he's on his way to becoming a legend. He probably already is, honestly. And like, I don't know.
Look what he's doing for, like, real quick. Look what he's like, and not just saying it started with when he made Terrifier or All Hallows Eve even. He showed people that you can take something like Terrifier and you can really, with love and dedication and like homing in on your craft, you can make it something. And look at all the indie horror films that have come out. Look at all the indie horror makers that are doing it because Damien is doing it. I'm not saying they're doing it because of him, but I'm just saying I think he's leaving a positive influence on the horror community. Like, you can do it.
And if you don't think that the studios are looking at, okay, well, here's this little movie that, oh, how much did it make at the theater? Oh, how much merchandise does it sell? Like, well, wait. I'm not saying that they're like, okay, well, Terrifier, but why don't we get a new horror icon? Which is why I am firmly believing that's why we got Hard Eyes. I am firmly behind that's why we got Hard Eyes.
Yes.
You got so much. You've given Damien so much money. I've got like 2 shirts.
I will continually give that franchise money, and I will give David Howard Thornton all the flowers because I think he's a national treasure. Yes. Yep. Like he is a national treasure. I love that man. And can I just say too, I don't know if I told you this, but Greg reached out to his agent for a birthday present for me, which I think is so cute that he even thought this, but just like asking like an inquiry to have him be on the pod. And he's like, I haven't heard back. I'm like, well, no shit, because you're not. But like, I just thought it was so nice.
It's cute that he asked. I mean, because you never know.
You don't. You never know. I told you I talked to David before, right before everything blew up, and he said he would come on the pod. And then Terrifier 2 legitimately fucking just took right off. And he's like, hey, I'm going to be really busy. I'm like, I know.
I feel like what you need to do, your best bet at getting him on the pod or something, is I think you need to meet him at a convention and just talk to him for a minute.
I'm just going to put like a fake gun to his side and be like, listen, you get on my show right now.
You could go that way. I was going more with just, he'll realize how much of a fan you are.
Yes, yes, exactly that. It's going to happen. One of these days, I'm going to meet that man in real life because I have, for the record, I have talked to him. I have met David.
I remember. You won a contest, right?
I did. Remember how excited I was?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a carbon footprint that I was a Terrifier fan way before everything blew up.
That's why I call you the Terrifier Queen. I
appreciate you.
I love 2 and 3. I'll never say I like 1, so I can't. I'm sort of in that jumped on a little late in the franchise, but
I'm glad you're here, friend. I mean, I'm glad that you eventually came to the side, and I would be mad if you stayed on the opposite Terrifier side. I love that. I love that franchise. It holds a special place in my heart. But anyway, is it my turn for spring?
It is, yes. Well, can I just end one thing with April Fool's Day? I know we went on such a tangent.
I know. I'm so sorry. I want you to.
I went on the tangent. I'm the one who brought up the Damien Leone bullshit because it angered me. But
it was actually Rosalind's fault. But anyway.
All right. April Fool's Day. I just want to say also one of the coolest horror posters ever. It's so simple and basic. It's just the girl with the knife behind her back, but I love that she's got the ponytail and it goes into a noose with her hair.
Oh, so amazing. And all her friends are staring at her.
Yeah, such a cool poster. Has nothing to do with the movie. But hell, you see it and you're like, that catches your fucking eye. So I just want to give it its props.
That's the quintessential 80s horror movie cover that when you would go to the movie store to rent and you had no it because we didn't see a lot of previews back then, you would look at all the covers and be like, that one's too scary. This one looks gross. I don't know about that one. That one has boobs. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it gave you so many options without giving anything away. So maybe that's what we need to do is go back to the 80s.
I mean, for film, I would jump back for a time machine for, you know what, honestly, we just got into some other things. Maybe the 80s wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, maybe the 80s are a little bit brighter than the future right now.
Yeah. Either way, now what do you got? Like, what about spring do you like, Jordan? After that positive note.
Dismal, dreary, and then into so for me, another and this is gonna sound really strange and just bad altogether, but I'm really happy that Easter is on 420 this year.
I did not. Wait. That
Yes.
would sound real stupid right now.
Easter is on 420 right now, or not like right now, but it is going to be this year. It's 420. Look it up.
Okay. Oh, I believe 100%.
Look it up, and you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke a cross joint.
Like Pineapple Express.
Yeah, like for my homeboy because he's risen, and I'm gonna fucking smoke a cross joint. I can't wait.
Now, do you guys do a big celebration for Easter?
No, we honestly that's the one holiday that we'd like to keep it like. I mean, our holidays have been less with family because of things that we just talked about. But no, we like to do like a good spread, and then Greg likes the authentic like ham, glazed carrots. He likes the whole like not like original, but like, you know, the traditional Easter meal that you would eat. And then we do like deviled eggs and a pickle relish tray and a cheese tray, and then all the Easter Bunny candy. Like, I'm so excited. And we're going to see Metallica the day before.
Okay, there you go.
So I wanted to kind of what I'm excited for spring, what's like watering my flowers is going to see Metallica for the first time on 4/19 and then having Easter be on 4/20 on that Sunday. It's so great. It's going to be like the best weekend.
That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
So I would say that Easter is I feel like the holiday that has just gone away from my family. Like we don't do anything. Like growing up, we did more. We would obviously as a kid, parents hide Easter eggs. But then even like as a teenager and in my 20s, like we would we'd go to one side of the family in the morning, we'd have a big breakfast or lunch and everybody'd be there. And then we go to the other side of the family and then we would literally rent a church basement out. And we would have a big thing. And then, it was fun, you know, but as time has gone on and people have passed on and, it was COVID. Like COVID, like totally
shut that down.
Easter for whatever reason, like, you know, Thanksgiving stayed strong, you know, like everybody still like, kept all those holidays strong. But Easter, for whatever reason, that was the one that collectively, like as a family on both sides, we were just like, we're good. Like
we'll skip it. We don't need to do it this year. Yeah.
Literally we do nothing. It's just a day off, which honestly kind of nice. Just like having a day where I'm like, all the stores are closed.
Yep.
I'm not expected to go see family. I can't really go anywhere because everywhere's closed. It's like a day where like you are basically forced to have like a meditating, relaxing day because you can't go anywhere. Like
yes. And that's what I think I love about Easter now is the simplicity of it. And we don't have to like because like you said, when we lived up north, we'd have breakfast in the morning, and then we'd have to go to one grandparent's house, and the other grandparents would come to our house, and we have to go see my great, you know, Rosalind's great grandparents, and it was just a day of nonstop traveling. And it does make me sad in some regards of like, you know, the traditions that I had at my grandparents' house because I love and miss them so much. But I love that we get to just have that intimate time with just the three of us. And then this year, we have like our besties, and they have a daughter who's an only child. So they're going to do brunch with us this year because they were super pumped that it was 4/20 too. So the Easter Bunny is going to do its thing, and then we're going to like do a brunch thing with them. So that'll be fun to have it be a friend's celebration as well, which they're pretty much like family to us anyway. So it'll be fun this year. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Yes. Yeah. Easter in when did COVID happen? 2019?
Basically 2020.
Okay, so Easter 2019 was like the sealed deal that I wasn't going to do Easter with like my side of the family because I was like, can we just not talk politics? And then as soon as through the door, it was like, well, and then just nonstop. And I'm like, well, noted. You're never fucking invited to my house again. Ever. But
sorry, when you brought up the Easter Bunny, I don't know why I didn't think of it. Can I say a quick one we do not need to talk on it long, but a quick one that I like to watch around Easter. Not very Eastery, but it has the best Easter scene in any movie ever, and that's Mallrats.
Oh, fuck yes.
Just because I don't care how old I am, I will be on my deathbed if I live to be 100. And if you get to that scene where, I don't know if you remember the movie where they're like, he gets beat up and they're like, Jane, Silent Bob are like, what happened? And they're like, oh, the Easter Bunny kicked the shit out of him. And then it just cuts to them like beating the shit out of the Easter Bunny.
Yes, that scene is perfection.
The Easter Bunny kicked his ass. Just for that alone, I feel like it should be watched around Easter time.
That's what I was thinking of, like things that have like Easter themes. Because I feel like there's not like a lot of Easter-based movies, so I'm like,
It's just, I mean, there's like that one Hop.
Oh, Rosalind used to watch that all the time when she was younger, and what was it? Russell Crowe, The Easter Bunny. I was like, shut the fuck up.
No, thank you. I'm not that. I will say, totally tangent here, real quick. I don't know if you've seen, because I just saw it for the first time. Deanna put it on. I've never seen the first one. I've never seen the third one, but I saw Paddington 2. And holy shit.
In Peru?
No, Paddington 2. That's by himself.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. Like,
I love that.
I loved it. I'll be honest, we may have, because Paddington in Peru is still in theaters.
Yeah.
May have tried to find a way to watch it immediately afterwards. Was unsuccessful.
Damn
it. But I really liked it. I was like, and I had heard by like movie critics had like, I think it has like 100%. Oh no, I'm sorry. It famously has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes because for years it had 100, and then one movie critic who, it's like even on the Wikipedia page, it's like they believe he did it just to be a dick, gave it a negative score. So one person in the history of reviews for the movie has ever given it a bad review.
Why the hell would you want to ruin Paddington's like 100% credibility? Like, I loved the first one. Roz, she went to a birthday party and saw it, and she took a picture of Hugh Grant. She's like, look at it. Hugh Grant's in here. So she was like super excited about that. But I am excited to see that when it comes out, like on streaming.
Have you seen 2?
I feel like we have, and
you saw Hugh Grant. So you saw Hugh Grant's in 2, yeah.
Yes, and Paddington, I'm down with. We went and saw Dog Man, and I was it was okay. I hate Pete Davidson. I fucking hate him so much, and he's the cat, and I'm just kind of like, eh. But I did like because they would be like, it's Ova, and they'd put like an A at the end. So I don't know if it was like a British, like supposed to be like, oh, round Rova, or I don't know, but like it was fun to watch, but I don't know. It didn't do it for me. And then of course at the end they had to do the tear test. They're like, did you cry? I'm like, no. Crying Dog Man. Like the Wild Robot, holy fuck, I sobbed in that one.
I haven't seen that one yet, but it looks really, really good. I just
It's so good.
I feel like that's one that's going to be emotional, and I'm not ready to do that at this moment.
Sam, I'm telling you right now, do not watch it when you feel happier, because we watched it and
maybe that'll be a springtime movie for me.
Yeah. I literally sat in the corner of the couch, and I was sobbing at one scene because it's just so fucking emotional. It's like, and it's great casting. Pedro Pascal. I can never say her name. Lupita.
I know who you're referring to, but I only know one movie she was in. She was in that one where she's like the school teacher and all the zombies attack. Yeah,
and she was in Us.
Oh, yeah, she was in okay, yeah. I forget.
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Us. I loved Get Out, but Us, I just wasn't big on.
Us, it was weird. But for me, okay, and I love how we go from like Paddington to
Us.
This. It's just I love Us. This is so perfect. But I'm gonna say something controversial, but I don't like Jordan Peele. I'm not a big Jordan Peele fan. I think I have seen interviews. I've seen him credit Halloween 78 and say that, like that's what inspired him. And that's a great movie to have that be your inspiration. I don't think he's a bad guy. I'm not super into, like, Get Out was really, really good, but like, Nope. Us, there are a couple scenes that, were kind of creepy, but it's not for me.
Jordan, I'm gonna say something controversial as well.
Please.
I 100% agree.
Good. I know this is a safe space.
I know I feel like he's one of those directors right now that if you not even say something negative, but just like again, I don't think his movies are inherently bad, but I also think that they're sort of like, that was okay. Like, yeah, the only one that I saw that I was like, this is fucking good. Mm-hmm. Like, boom, is Get Out. Get Out is inherently a great movie. And I'll be honest with you, and I don't really even like the last 15 minutes of that fucking movie.
I know.
Like, once you find out what's actually happening, where it turns into like a total B movie, which normally you think I would love, but like,
right.
It sort of loses me a bit, but I love Get Out. Everything after that, like, I feel like for some reason it just gets more credit than I feel like it's deserved. And granted, if you like the movies, that's fine. They're not bad. Like, but again, I saw Us. I barely remember it. Like, I know what, like, again, I saw Nope, and I was like, again, like, honestly, like, I feel like every movie that he's made, I've been like less and less interested in.
Slowly dying off. Yeah. And like with Nope, I was just kind of like, oh, this is cool. This might have like the alien angle, totally down for it. And also too, I have to say this, the people that are casted in this movie are great actors, and I'm not taking that from them. It's just storytelling wise, it's not my cup of tea. Just like what's the one dude? Ari Aster, not my cup of tea.
No,
Hereditary and Midsummer, not like no. Who else? Ty West. Don't really care for him. I just feel like a lot of the newer directors in that weird like 2010-ish, like late 2010-ish to now that had like the big heavy hitters of horror recent. I'm not a fan of.
Can I say I feel like there's a new trend in horror, especially like I don't want to say indie horror that's like A24 and Neon level, like that, like one step above indie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm just making this up, but I feel like there's a growing trend. Whether or not you've actually ever fucking done anything in this industry, they are trying to market the director. Like when X came out, it was Ty West presents X, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Ty West? I don't know who this is." And then every movie he made after that, they're like, "Well, Ty West." I'm like, "Okay,
the fuck? Okay, who is he?"
After Steven Spielberg became Steven Spielberg, that's when they started to market it as Steven Spielberg's blah blah blah. You know, it wasn't like they're like, oh, this is some guy like Ari Aster, like Ari Aster presents Hereditary. I'm like,
yeah,
who are you? And then I find out who he is, and I'm like, you made a movie about a guy fucking his dad. What do I care about? Like,
I know, and that's the other thing too is I hate how people market that movie as like, oh, it's one of the most disturbing horror movies. Like, what? It's a what?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, I will say this. Ty West, The House of the Devil. I enjoyed The House of the Devil.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm not taking anything away. I'm just saying I think that's like the new thing that they think. Like,
it is.
I'm telling you that if you and me made a movie,
yep,
and we somehow got it produced by A24, Neon, or any of maybe Blumhouse, I bet you if we wanted to, we could come up with, and then we'd be like, hey, do you think you could maybe like, you know, in the marketing put like, you know, Sam and Jordana presents. They'd be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, cool. And then every movie they'd be like, whether the movie's good or bad or not, then once you've heard that name so many times, now you're like, okay, well, I know who these two people are. Right?
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, I know who those two people are.
Yeah. And I feel like you're so right. They came on and I'm like, but who is this? Like, what did he do that's memorable? And then for me, it's still like,
Yeah. And then, but now I know who Ty West's name is, and I'm like, should I know his fucking name? Like,
no.
You know what I mean? The only reason I know it is because you forced it into my brain with your marketing, which I guess is good marketing, but like you know what I mean? But like,
I do. I know exactly what you're saying.
But I don't know, but your movies aren't resonating with me, but I know your fucking name.
And that's like with Osgood Perkins, you know what I mean? Like he with the Black Coat's Daughter, and then Longlegs, and then now with the monkey, it's like Osgood Perkins, and it's like, okay, but like,
why do I know your name, bro?
Over like these newer movies that we only have like 3 of. I feel like it comes in 3s with them. It's like Ari Aster had the Hereditary and Midsummer, and then you have Jordan Peele, Nope, Get Out, and Us, and then you have, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're just starting. You're literally like kind of just starting out. So why are we acting like you're the best thing since sliced bread? I don't get it.
Yeah, and then if you look at the flip side, look at like the biggest movies in Hollywood. Again, The Brutalist. That's a movie that I think is largely it's nominated for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think going to win it.
Yep.
I don't know who the fuck made it. I know that the director of Wicked is somebody famous, but off the top of my head, I don't fucking know who made that movie because they didn't feel the incessant need to stroke themselves off in the marketing.
That's exactly what it is. And then you have everyone else that's just guzzling what they're giving. And it's like, and I'm not, you know what, if you love these movies and you think they're groundbreaking and you think they're the best things that you have seen, that's amazing. But I also think that these movies came out during the time of hype, overhype. And it's like, I feel like the overhype thing is kind of getting noticed too. And I feel like people are kind of trying to retract it back. Like, oh, hey, I'm giving my honest review now. And it's like, but wait, weren't you doing that before when you were screaming about it, talking about it, saying it was the best thing ever. You gave it 5 stars. It was the scariest movie ever. You shit yourself. But now you want to be honest? Like, fuck you. Give me a break. I've always stayed. You and we've always liked the same shit that we have always loved. I know that the shit that I like is bad and I don't give a fuck about it, but I'm going to give you an honest review. You know that I'm going to tell you
like or don't like about it, which is why I think, we just took a stand that I guarantee you, if we clip that segment that we just had about Jordan Peele, we would overwhelmingly get this negative fucking reaction.
I know. And everyone would be attacking us. Yeah.
And if you like it, and if you like those movies, fine. But we have a little bit of integrity in that we'll say what we fucking like and don't like.
Yeah. And that's exactly it, because I was just thinking, wow, I sound like an asshole. And I'm like, they're not good. And I'm saying that. Well, that's my opinion. But like when people are on there like posting that it's the greatest movie ever made, I don't think it is. I 1,000% don't think it is. And that's my right to have the opinion. And I can sit here on our pod and I can say, I don't think Ty West is good. And I think the movies are underwhelming. I think Jordan Peele is mediocre and Ari Aster can suck a dick. Whether it be his
so bad. I want to clip that so bad.
Like, okay. But mind you, there's like,
great. Can we clip that and tag all 3 of them?
Yeah. Then, Jordana's doing recipes or an Instagram. Just kidding. I don't even care. I truly, at this point, I don't care. But I have. We'll get back into directors on my next choice.
I think you're up, I believe.
Wait, I thought I just did Easter and Mattel. Wait, what did you do?
I talked about Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. You have to forgive me because our tangents.
We're going all over the place tonight.
Mesh into one. So I'm like, wait, is that in the same puddle? Okay. So, and this is I only have this one left. I don't know about.
We can end after that one. That's fine. We've got a good chunk of time going here.
I love it. This is a good episode. But so for me, and I don't know the exacts, and I know that I should probably come with facts, but I also wanted to talk to you about this. So it was like a good segue for us to finally talk in person about it. But I'm really excited that the McKinney Family Home Videos the volume 2 is coming out around the springish time. And Nick Cotrafo, I can never say your last name right. I think that you are a great director. I think that what you produced from just clipping little pieces and the story that you came up, I'm getting closer to the mic because I really want him to hear this, is phenomenal. I think he's a great director and I cannot wait because I've already seen volume 2. I cannot wait, I know, for everyone to see volume 2. Yes, Sam?
We just discussed our integrity here, so
no, but I want to hear it, please. Because this, I thought of you instantly because of our hatred for Skinamarink.
Yes, so you pitched this to me. You pitched the app that I'd never heard of before. So you're doing your job.
Thank you.
You got me to download Found. And I watched the first one you said is that this is the Skinamarink, but you basically said, but good. And I was game. You said, look, you should watch it, see what you think of it. And I watched it. And I will say this, better than Skinamarink, because I did not fast forward this movie.
Good.
It was inherently way better than Skinamarink because I was so fucking bored with Skinamarink that I could not finish it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
yes,
this movie for the first, it's not long. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly how long it is. It's like what, hour 10 somewhere around there?
Like hour 10, I think. Yep.
It's not super long. So for the first 20 minutes or so, I was like, okay, I like what's happening here. Especially at the earlier scene, I feel like more story towards the beginning than there is for most of the rest of the movie. But it's very Skinamarink. It's a hodgepodge of just creepy images and things that are happening. I think what hooked me at first that kept me going were I liked the interstitial slides that would come in where you would have whatever demon thing or whatever, like
Yeah.
speak and it would read. I thought those were really cool
Yep.
idea. But ultimately, it also to me was, I think it's just this type of movie isn't for me. I just talked about my integrity, so I have to be realer. It also
Yes.
felt like a gobbledygook mess of just like
Mhm.
just throwing stuff at the screen.
Here's this. Yep.
Yeah, and just like here's this, and here's this, and here's this, and here's
Mhm.
this, and it none of it really connected for me.
Yep.
But with it being under about a little over an hour, and with at least the images that I've seen, they were
Yeah.
interesting as opposed
Yeah.
to Skinamarink where they were boring. I was able to finish it, but I did not enjoy my time watching it.
No, and that's, you know what, because I had to sit and think about that because I had so many theories of what was going on. And like, I know because a lot of people, it was when I went to the letterbox, it was either like 1-star, 2-star reviews. This is a mess. This means nothing. It's just clipped pieces, what have you. Then there was like other people that was the best found footage I've seen. And for me, like my reaction was genuine. Like I was fucking scared. Like
I know you were into it because you messaged me repeatedly about it.
Yes, I was like, holy fuck. Like and the thing of it is, it's like when I sat down with Nick and talked about what it is based off of, it's heavy. Like he comes from a very like heavy religious family. And this is just like, he was clipping like parts, and after he was clipping them for so much, he had like this idea to go with making the movie. And it's inherently about like a family that gets like murdered because the parent is, like it's religious ties. And throughout the movie, like you hear the babies crying and the kids crying, like those he's killing his kids, and like doing it for the purpose of like
did not get that. Did not get that.
Like Lilith and the Lilith was the connector in between. And you remember like when they were in the house and you saw the picture of like the couple
Yes.
on the mirror,
like early when they first go into the house, and it's like
all the people's stuff that was like left in there, like that ties into it. And it's like the people, like the scenes of like the people walking, those are the people that he's connecting with to like his, not like cult, but like a little cult. And then like like the school scenes, like it's just, there's so much to it. And unless you you're invested and you sit down and you take the time to think about what's happening. And that's what I like about it is, you're just like, this isn't for me. And that's good. But for me, I was like, there's something, there has to, because I was like the clips on the screen of they'll never hear you again. You know what I mean? Like all those like cryptic, weird fucking messages.
I thought that was the coolest part of the movie. Actually,
yes.
Because
I love
at least that there was a clear message. Well, there is a message. I don't know if it's clear, but there's a message, and your brain inherently is going to start going like, okay, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? You know what I mean? It keeps your brain active enough in between a lot of what I perceived, and I'm sure there's meaning to it. It just, but what I perceived is just a lot of nonsense.
Right. But I love that.
I like that feature. I think that was a good feature to add to the movie.
Yes. And I love that we both have the differences, but just you watching it, I love that you gave it a chance and you took a chance on it. And I love that you appreciated some parts of it. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be for you because it was very much along the play of Skinamarink, but I thought this one was done 1,000 times better.
Oh yeah, no. It's still like I'm not giving it 1 star. Like if we're going letterbox rating here, I'm not giving it 1 star. Or I'm sorry, Skinamarink, because the lowest you can give on letterbox is a 0.5 star. That's a 0.5 star movie. If I could give it 0, I would.
Yeah. Yes. Just let it be known.
This would be probably, if I'm being real, and I don't, obviously you're friendly with the director. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'd probably give it like a 1.5. Like, there's some substance here. There's more substance here than what I've seen in other films like this.
And also too, like I think that they appreciate that because Nick doesn't have a big head. He's so humble with the response that he's even gotten so far with what he's done. And it's okay because he knows that it's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's happy that it hit the target audience that he was.
And you are very much the target audience here.
Yeah, I love found footage.
You are such a found footage, like it's one of your all-time favorite genres.
Mm-hmm.
I am, obviously, we've talked about, I'm way more selective with my, I think some of them are some of the best movies ever made. Like I love like The Original Blair Witch, and I love Lake Mungo, and I mean on the bigger scale, I love Cloverfield. Like
yes.
But oftentimes, found footage movies for me are more of a miss than they are a hit. But when they hit and they hit right, they are fucking perfect. But it's not really my genre for this type of found footage movie. So I mean, no disrespect to the director or anything like that. But I gotta be real, it just wasn't for me. But you are very much the target audience, so I'm happy it landed for you.
Yes, and I love hearing you say when I was saying things. You being like, oh, wow, like I didn't realize that, but just acknowledging and you not being like, it was garbage. There's nothing, you know what I mean? Like how most people are when they're just like, oh, I love that you said,
there was more craftsmanship to this than the other kind of movies like this that I've seen before. Like I truthfully don't believe that there was that 90% of, I love how I'm like, I don't want to, shit on this guy's movie, but I'll shit on Skinamarink. I've been shitting on it since I've seen it.
Keep the shit going.
I truthfully feel that in Skinamarink, whatever that maybe they had 4% of an idea, and the rest of it was just like, let's stretch it the fuck out. And there's no fucking no rhyme or reason to anything that's happening. Now in this movie, I felt like there's things that are happening on screen. I may not be understanding them, or maybe they're not being conveyed in a clear enough way for me. Whatever. But there was craftsmanship to be shown. Again, didn't land for me, but I can recognize that there was more care taken in this movie, even if it wasn't for me.
Exactly. Yes, and I'm glad that we got to because I know that we texted back and forth, but we didn't get a chance to discuss. And I love that.
And I'll watch the second one. But I will watch the second one.
Second one is shorter, but I'm telling you what. He knew what he wanted to do. He's not the type that he's going to be like, oh, there's going to be a 3, 4, and 5. Yes.
You are. Okay. Making sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, he was just like, he's like, I'm almost done editing volume 2. Do you want to see it? And I was like, do I fucking want to see it? Yeah, of course I want to see it. So I watched it and I was just like, wow. And it was 46 minutes, 45 minutes.
Even better. You're getting a half a star more for that alone. You know me, the shorter the runtime, the better I like it.
And I think too, I might, and I don't know, like if you're even interested in the lore, but there's a video where the girl kind of breaks shit down and like you can see, and after conversing with him and like hearing what he put in, like what he was thinking, and then seeing that, I think it kind of like helps to be like, oh, this is, and then going into the second one, you can kind of be like a fresh pair of eyes. I don't know, but
listen, you know me. I mean, I will give any movie a chance. I truthfully will, except for Skinamarink. I will give the sequels a chance because, again, we talk about it all the time. If I just judge Terrifier on Terrifier 1, I would have missed out on 2 movies that truthfully made me fall in love with the character and the franchise.
Yes.
I will give this movie a second shot. Plus, it gives us something to talk about.
Exactly, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. So I will give it a shot. So whenever it comes out, let me know. I'm sure you'll be promoting it.
You damn right.
I would like to watch it. I mean, I'll be rephrase it. I would like to give it a chance. I don't know if I'll like watching it, but I would like to give it a chance.
That's all we like to hear. Is at least you're open to give it a chance. Does not mean that you have to like it. Doesn't mean you have to hate it. So I love that. But that's my last and final happy spring moment.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of our spring talk because I can't really think of anything else that's on the horizon that I'm super excited about or.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking though? I just thought of this because I'm thinking about like the upcoming months. You know what we should do for our next episode?
What's that?
April showers and have it be movies. It doesn't have to be like all horror, it could be action that are based on elements like rain, storms,
I love me a natural disaster movie. Always
Yes.
dumb, except for Twisters. Always dumb, always fun, except for Twisters.
Yeah, no twisters. No twisters.
We will
But I
definitely
think-
be discussing Twister, but yeah,
Yes.
I love that idea because that's it's a genre that just you could do it 100 times, and unless
Yeah.
you're making Twisters, you're gonna make it a fun movie.
Yeah, and that's I was just thinking, I'm like, I love a good disaster movie. I love a good elemental movie with like and it doesn't have to be like heavy theme specific on like it's all rain. It could just be like, you know what I mean? We could talk about scenes where the elements are just like a huge factor in what made that scene. We could talk about movies. We could talk, you know what I mean? Like we could just make it like April showers.
It's a fantastic idea for an episode, but I did just realize something. Next month is March.
I know. I was getting ahead of
So
myself. And-
it's a great one for the next one.
yes, but we'll have to, the March one, I always, when I say March, I always go to March Madness. I always do like think a bracket of some sorts.
I would love to do a bracket. I don't know how we would do it, but I would love to do it.
I know we could brainstorm.
I know one of my most look forward to movies is coming out March 7th, and I'm going to go see it opening night.
What is it?
It's a non-horror movie. It's a wrestling movie.
Oh,
It's a movie called Queen of the Ring.
okay.
It's about the true story of Mildred Burke, who was like the first female superstar wrestler in the like 20s and 30s.
Love it.
And I'm super excited for it. There's a lot of famous people in it. Walter Goggins is in it, or Walton Goggins. Emily Ricard-Beck is playing Mildred. It looks really, really, really good, and I love wrestling history. And it looks to me like they got it right this time because they fucked it up in the Iron Claw. But whatever.
True that, and I'm so excited for you. But
So I'm sure I will be talking about that on our March episode because I'm going to go see it before it gets spoiled. Although I kind of know her story already.
but it's good to see it in real time and like with your own eyes and having some douchebag be like, "Hey, this will happen."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like we could. I mean, we're kind of like brainstorming as we're recording, but you and I can narrow down the topics. Mm-hmm. We can even see if we can have like some participating members that are listening, throw in some ideas, or you know what I mean?
We haven't
like
done a live in a while.
I know. Maybe we could do that. Okay, we'll shoot for that. But just some exciting things that are coming up for future episodes. So please check back in when the new ones drop. We hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun tonight, Sam.
Me too. It was super fun. I liked doing this, and we didn't have to rush today, which felt good.
No, and Sam and I had like an hour or like a 45-minute just chit chat beforehand. So all in all, I feel super great. I feel good. I feel sunshine peeking through. So,
and then I think on that note, we are going to say goodbye.
bye.
Bye.